Hey, this your boy Diggaveli. Welcome back to the channel. And if it's anything I love right now in the current times that we're going through, is when Democrats get fucking red pill. And who more to red pill them than JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon, who is a never Trump. I love this man because at some point in time, it don't matter who you are. Reality has to hit. It has to hit, man. Let's get into the video.
I think it's a mistake to assume that everything's hunky-dory. And, and when stock markets are up, it's kind of like this little drug we all feel. Like, it's just great, But remember, we've had so much fiscal and monetary stimulation. So I'm a little more in the...
A ton of fiscal monetary stimulation. Look at the PPPs and all the other crazy stuff that just came into the economy. Stimulus checks that were needed. But, all this stuff just like inflates the economy with money that's not even backed by anything. They're just printing money, running up the deficit.
Question aside, that we are facing a lot of things in 24 or 25, and we mentioned Ukraine, the terrorist activity in Israel, the Red Sea, quantitative tightening, which I still question if we understand exactly how that works.
I still question why he has this Ukraine flag on his jacket. From what I understand about it, from the little research I've done, Russia has already taken those regions that they were aiming to get in Ukraine. They haven't pushed further into Ukraine into that. They've taken the regions they wanted to take, and it's pretty much just been a stalemate from Ukraine trying to take back those regions and territories. And it's just not happening, man. So we basically just been sending money to Ukraine for no reason. And I'm pretty sure, like, this guy is well informed. He has access to the best type of information on the planet. He's literally JP Morgan Chase CEO. So I know he's more informed than this, man. I just don't get it at this point. But I'm glad they're getting red pill.
I don't think we do. How QE actually worked, what the effect of negative, zero rates was for all this time, and obviously the politics. And, and then the Ukrainian war is affecting oil, gas, food, migration. So you have all these very powerful forces that are going to be affecting us in 24 and 25. So if I was the government, I would be preparing for what I'm going to do about that, assuming things aren't good. And I just also want to point out, I wish the Democrats would think a little more carefully when they talk about MAGA, and if you travel this country, and the country's unbelievable. We took our bus trip this year, and Leslie Picker was on Spokane and Boise and Bozeman. People are growing. They're hungry to grow. They're innovating. It's everywhere. It's not just Silicon Valley. So we've got this great hand. But when people say MAGA, they're actually looking at people voting for Trump, and they think they're voting, and they're basically scapegoating them, that you are like him. But I don't think they're voting for Trump because of his family values. And if you look, just take a step back, be honest. He was kind of right about NATO, kind of right about immigration. He grew the economy quite well.
China virus.
Tax reform worked. He was right about some of China. I don't like what he did.
No, I said China virus.
Yeah, I understand. He may have been right. And I don't like how he said things about Mexico. I don't like, but he was.
And that's the thing. They don't like how he said things. You see this dude come, China virus. Where the fuck do you think that came from? It came from gain of function research out of China. Like, these people are disgusting, man. Like, they're shield for another country's crimes over their own president. Thank God Jamie Dimon is here and he's not going for it.
Wasn't wrong about some of these critical issues. And that's why they're voting for him. And I think people should be a little more respectful of our fellow citizens. And when you guys have people up here, you should always ask the why. Not like it's a binary thing. You're supporting Trump, you're not supporting Trump. Why are you supporting Trump?
It's hard to hate 75 million of your...
And that's what I'm talking about, man. I got a lot of respect for Jamie Dimon for this interview, man. He even had to check them on how they handle guests coming up there. And when they not supporting, but he said, yo, go after why they're supporting Trump. Not, oh, you Trump, you're bad. Oh, this and that, you're a racist, you're this and that because you follow Trump. No, we strictly follow Trump because of policy. See, the Democrat code, they follow based off of ideology and vote blue no matter who, vote blue no matter what. What do you mean no matter what? What if Democrats decide to put everybody in concentration camps to dwindle down the population numbers? They'll vote for that shit right along with that stuff because they're vote blue no matter who. We vote Trump because of policy. America first. I don't care who. Trump is the face of the movement right now. I don't care who's the face of the movement as long as it's the same movement in America first. That's what these cult members on the left don't understand. We vote based off policy and putting our country first. Doesn't matter if Trump is the leader of that or not. He's the best leader of that right now. And he's the one who started this America First movement. But we vote with Trump off policy. It doesn't matter who is the face of it. I just had to be clear about that, man, because these leftists, man, they're really in a cult, and they can deny it all they want. But when you make decisions based off of, not based off facts or logic, but based off of your loyalty to the party, like, what? That doesn't even make sense. You're in a cult, bro.
Your fellow Americans. And
I agree.
It's done criminal.
And, the Democrats have done a pretty good job with the deplorables, hugging onto their Bibles and their beer and their guns. I mean, really, like, could we just stop that stuff and actually grow up and treat other people with respect and listen to them a little bit? And I do think the economy will affect, and I think this negative talk about MAGA is going to hurt Biden's election campaign.
I just want to ask you back to the $34 trillion that we got, because it seemed like when rates were going up and we thought the Fed was going to keep going higher for longer, it looked like some of that was coming home to roost because the auctions weren't going well. It's like, wow, debt service is much more expensive. This is going to hurt. Suddenly the pat answer is, wow, we're already through that. Rates are coming down again. So the $34 trillion suddenly is okay again. And I don't think it works that way.
Yeah, I think people are making a mistake. I think it is going to come to bite. That could be in 3 years or 5 years or 7 years. I think it may very.
And that's what people have been told. Like, the damage that Biden is doing to the economy right now. Trump can reverse a lot of that policy, but still, like, the damage that he's been doing over these last couple of years is gonna come to bite us, like, in the future, man. Like he said, 3 to 5 years from now, 7 years from now. This is J.P. Morgan CEO saying this. Like, I'm telling people, man, like, it was a bad thing, man, letting that regime take over 2020. That's all I'm saying.
Very well biting the markets way before that, because the market makers don't have because of regulations, don't have the capability to make markets like you used to. So we can easily handle it, but we're restricted by all these rules. And you're absolutely correct. If my numbers are right, in 1980, debt to GDP was 35%. We spent 5% of the deficit because of recession. Now debt to GDP is 100%. The deficit's 6%, and it's in a boom time. And of course, it feels pretty good because we spent all that money. It seems to be working. I think governments are starting to feel omnipotent, and central banks. I'd be much more cautious about that.
And you got to be cautious if you're them, because they're spending money they don't have. Like, they like to say it's backed by oil at this point, because it hasn't been backed by gold since the Nixon administration. But they're saying it's backed by oil. We stopped drilling. We shut down pipelines. We're not oil independent anymore. And he's using the reserves right now to drop the gas price to make it look good because it's election year. This is a terrible thing. Those reserves are emergency reserves that he's using right now. But no matter what's going on, when you spend money, spend money you don't have, it has to be made up somehow, and the American people should be pissed about it because the government's not going to pay that. Who do you think they're going to get it from? You. But I'm glad, man. I'm glad to see people getting red pilled, and it's by the right people, man. Let's keep it up. 2024 is looking like a great year. The year of truth. And yeah, that's what we're going to keep it at, man. Y'all seen it like I seen it. Great video. I'm out.